Good morning. I think that we are going to start. Thanks for coming. It's awesome to be here. I would like to, on behalf of all the OpenNebula team, to welcome you to our fourth OpenNebula Conference. I have to say, to start with my presentation, that this is our favorite week of the year. I mean, we are very excited you decided to spend a few days with us. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's tutorials, the introductory tutorial, the advanced tutorial, and of course the tapas dinner, and you have been able to recover from Barcelona nightlife. Well, in the next 20 minutes, my idea is to present what has been our progress since last OpenNebulaConf, last year. Before that, I think that it's good to show the timeline of our annual events. So we organized our first two OpenNebulaConfs in Berlin with the help of Netways in 2013 and 2014. And last year we organized the OpenNebulaConf here at the same venue. We also had to say that regarding next year, that until the end of this year, we accept proposals to help us organize next year's event. And now let's evaluate our progress. I think that we are going to cover the three main components of OpenNebula. We are going to evaluate the progress of the project from the perspective of the product, the technology itself, from the perspective of the users, and from the perspective of the community. First, about the project. Okay, our aim as an open source project is to build a product. You know that we started OpenNebula almost 9 years ago, aimed at developing and maintaining the OpenNebula open source cloud management platform. I think that is a good time to remind, so we all have an idea about why we created this project almost 10 years ago. I mean, at that time, we saw that there were no open solutions, real open solutions for cloud management. So we decided to build a solution to bring simplicity, to bring openness, to bring flexibility to the open cloud. And it's also very important from our perspective to describe these terms. For example, simplicity. When we talk about simplicity, what we say is that you don't need an army of administrators to build and to maintain your cloud. When we talk about openness, we think openness for us means that you have open source and at the same time enterprise ready. That is very important for us. It's fully open source, but you can run production environments with fully open source software. It's not only prototype. When we talk about reliability, it's very important for us to describe that we mean that you run your cloud without or with little maintenance. And finally, when we talk about flexibility, we think it's very important to show that flexibility for us is not that is only open. I mean, it's open source, so code is open. You can modify the code, of course. In our case, is that you have a modular architecture, and you have some drivers, and by tuning those drivers, you can adapt your environment to fit into your environment. That is flexibility for us. So we created the project in order to bring simplicity, openness, reliability, and flexibility to the cloud. Of course, our main outcome as project is the OpenNebula, open source technology. So now the question is how we differentiate from others. Well, OpenNebula is a turnkey solution, okay, to build clouds and for virtualization management. And compared with others, we bring simplicity. So OpenNebula is very simple. It's light software, so it's easy to install, maintain, operate, upgrade, and use. So it's simple from all perspectives, from the perspective of the builders, the perspective of the administrator, and the perspective of the user. It's flexible, so it's easy to tune, to customize OpenNebula to fit into any environment. It's robust, so we are talking about production-ready, highly scalable software that is also commercially supported, and powerful. We bring to the cloud some features that are not provided by others. We have innovative features regarding hybrid cloud computing, regarding federation, or for example, regarding provision of virtual data centers that are not provided by other cloud management platforms. Moreover, we have to say that there are some issues that are very special from the perspective of OpenNebula. First, that there is only one OpenNebula distribution. That is very important for us. You see other projects, there are many different distributions. They have vanilla distributions, which are open source, and there are also many enterprise editions of that software that incorporate, some proprietary components. In our case, there is only one distribution of OpenNebula, and this distribution is fully open source and enterprise ready. Okay, this is, I think, our most important message here. When you use OpenNebula, you use a single piece of software that has been evaluated, that has been tested to work on production environments. And there are not, enterprise edition with additional components. Also, it's delivered as a single package. This is also very important. So OpenNebula is not an open source project where you have different components and you need to integrate them to build something functional. In our case, you have a single package that is easy to upgrade. It's quite mature. We have released 80 versions of OpenNebula in the last 9 years. Regarding this last year, since we organized our last edition of this event, we have released 2 versions, or 2 major versions of OpenNebula, 5.0 and 5.2. Here is you can find a summary of main features that were incorporated into these versions. After my presentation, there will be a presentation by Ruben and Tino. They will describe more details about these releases, and they will also give you some insight about our plans for upcoming versions of OpenNebula. But summarizing, you know that 5.0 mostly brought a new marketplace to share images across zones, native support for virtual routers, new labels in Sandstone for grouping and filtering resources. We also incorporated more features to have a tighter integration with vCenter. We also provided dynamic security groups. And in 5.2, that was released a couple of weeks ago, we provide now an integration with EPAM modules. We also provide group-bound tokens, so in case that some users are part of different groups. We also enhanced some parts of the hybrid cloud drivers. And also many more features. I think that it brought more than 100 new features. So we look forward to your feedback. This is very important. This is our annual event. We are now planning, defining the roadmap for 5.4. So if you have any comment, you have feedbacks, any feature that you would like to see in OpenNebula, this is the right time. We'll be, of course, around. And you know that there are different sessions where you can discuss your needs and your requests with members of the team. As I said, after my presentation, there will be another presentation that is more focused on technical insight. But here, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all contributors. I mean, mostly to committers of OpenNebula. These are the core contributors of the software. Okay. Also to the more than 1,000 contributors that are registered at our development portal, and of course to BlackBerry and Unity 3D, because these companies funded some of the features that have been incorporated into 5.0 and 5.2. Well, regarding users, well, as far as we know, now there are more than 3,500 clouds running OpenNebula worldwide. And we know that the largest infrastructure is running on 300,000 cores, okay, in 16 data centers. So this is our largest infrastructure. We are also proud to confirm that the number of downloads is growing at the same rate. So since last OpenNebulaConf, OpenNebula has been downloaded more than 180,000 times. Okay? If we calculate the number of downloads since our first release of the software, OpenNebula has been downloaded more than 500,000 times. Okay? This is a very large number if we consider that this is infrastructure software. Okay? This is very important for us, of course, because this gives us an idea about the adoption and the adoption growth. This is very important. But it's more important to know, the story, the details of these deployments. Being an open source project, sometimes is very difficult because you don't know information about who is using OpenNebula and how, okay? So this is very important for us to have your feedback. So if you are interested in contributing to our blog, I mean, we are open to publish your story. So we would like to know more information about how you are using OpenNebula, about your feedback, about your experiences. This is very, very important for us. So we can have more information, better idea about how users use OpenNebula and what type of deployments they are using, what type of feature they want to see in OpenNebula. So this is an invitation for all of you. Next component is the community behind the software, about you. You know that one important difference of OpenNebula compared with others is that OpenNebula is completely vendor agnostic. So this is a user-driven, vendor-agnostic community. This is very important. The idea of OpenNebula, we created OpenNebula to have an open source software created by the users and for the users. That is very, very important for us. So really driven by needs, real needs. There are many different ways to contribute to the project. For example, using the software. If you download the software, do use the software, and you provide feedback, or you help others in our support forum, this is a very good way to contribute. Or for example, if you contribute experiences, okay, this is the first way to contribute to the project. The second way is by developing. You can develop new features, you can fix a bug, okay? You can also contribute to the pilot roadmap. If you explain what are your expectations, your requests about the software, you're contributing to the software because you provide a very valuable feedback that drive us, that help us to drive the project. Also, there are other ways like communication. You know that we have user groups, we have cloud technology days. Cloud technology days are one-day event where in the morning you have a tutorial and in the afternoon you have presentations about experiences. And also we have this annual conf. And also integration. We have an add-on catalog, we have an ecosystem. So if you are building a component around OpenNebula and you would like to promote that component, so that could be part of the add-on, and you can have users there or people also interested in helping you in the development of that software. So these are different ways to contribute to the project. For example, the tech days, these are very important for us. These are driven by the community. In the last year, since last OpenNebulaConf, we have organized 9 technology days, mostly in the States and in North America and Europe. For example, we have a tech day in Dallas organized by Improving, a tech day in Toronto organized by Solgenia Kila, tech day in Cambridge organized by Harvard University. We also have in Europe, in Madrid, organized by Rentalia, in Dublin by Trinity College, in Ede by bit.nl, in Nuremberg by Netways, or in Sofia by Storepool. And we also organized Tech Day in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, organized by Mimos. So these are important events for us. These are one-day events. So we have a host that you have a room and you provide a coffee break. It's a good opportunity, to meet with the rest of the community in the area. So we would like to thank to all of these organizations for helping us organize this event, and also to invite you. I mean, until the end of this year, we want to define the agenda of Tech Days for 2017. So if you are interested in organizing a one-day event at your venue, so send us an email, we can talk about it. We also have a new program. This is new. This will be like an announcement for this program. It's a new Champions program. This is a new incorporation of our community, OpenNebula community. So we have created this program that is a way to organize people that are interested in representing OpenNebula worldwide. Well, a champion is like an ambassador in other open source project. He's a passionate technology and community leader, and they can help us sustain and grow our user base. They represent OpenNebula and work to connect, teach, and spread OpenNebula throughout the world. and they will have full support from the project. So they will be like one of the main components or main parts of our community. This is a new program that we have created. You have more information at our website. We are going to open in a few weeks. Our plan is to open it so anyone can apply to be part of this program. You have more information here. But to start, we decided to invite people that during the last years have contributed to the community. So you have here our first lineup of champions, of ambassadors. I think many of you are here, I think. These people in the last year have been very active in development or in the forum, in the support forum, helping others, or they have organized technology days. So are people that are very committed to OpenNebula. So this is very important for us. This is a community effort, and we really appreciate all these people, and of course all of you that are here, that you are contributing to this project. So you have more information about this lineup of champions, of beta champions, at our website. And now about the conference. After evaluating the progress of the project since last OpenNebulaConf, let's focus now on this conference today and tomorrow mostly. Well, what is this conference about? This is a very important question. We receive many emails regarding this. No, it is a marketing, sales, it's a tech community. Well, the important message here is that this is not a sales and marketing event. So for us, this is not a conference where we want to do marketing or announcements. That is not important for us. This is an education event. Okay? This is the main message. So in this event, you have an opportunity to learn about the cloud, of course, about the private cloud, about the public cloud, about hybrid cloud. You have the opportunity to learn about OpenNebula, new features, their roadmap, how other users are using OpenNebula experiences, use cases. And this is from real experiences and from peers. This is very important for us. You are here because you are interested in using OpenNebula, and I think all of you are running an environment with OpenNebula, so it's a very interesting and important opportunity to network, with others, to share, our views about OpenNebula, and of course to share all that information with the OpenNebula team. So this is more education. This is more about networking than about marketing or about sales. Well, this is our lineup of speakers. You have all information in the agenda. Of course, we have 5 keynote speakers. We have 20 regular talks. We would like to thank, of course, to all speakers for your contributions to these events. We would also like to thank all sponsors. We have Limbit and Starpool as platinum sponsors. We also have NotWeaver and OpenB as gold sponsors, and we have TerraView and Totem Cloud as silver sponsors. One important message before I finalize the presentation and give the floor to the next speakers is that remember that we are going to decide about the venue for next OpenNebulaConf at the end of this year. So if you are interested in helping us organizing next OpenNebulaConf, just let us know and we can talk about it. We also have an announcement. There are 2 additional ways to contribute to the OpenNebulaConf or to take advantage of the OpenNebulaConf. The first one is meet the experts sessions. That in parallel with this main track, we have meet the expert sessions in the other room. So if you want to talk to the OpenNebula team, to the experts of the team, because you have questions about, I don't know, how to implement a feature or how to incorporate a new feature or support about a component, you can talk to them. So you can send an email to Javier and book a slot with the experts. We have those sessions today in the morning and tomorrow in the morning. Second announcement is about the lightning talks. You know that today in the afternoon we have 4 workshops about the main components of OpenNebula. It's about storage, about hypervisors and containers, about networking, NFVs and SDNs, and about security, federation, and hybrid. So we also have some, time for lightning talks. So if you want to talk in one of these sessions, just send an email to Carlos. You have his email here. So, and remember that these are lightning talks. Lightning talks have 5-minute talk. I mean, you have the rules here, 5 minutes and only 5 minutes, 3 slides and only 3 slides, and you have to focus on a single point in your presentation. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the conference. Thanks. I don't know if you have questions about this, but probably it's better if we go to the next presentation, and we have time after the technical insight in case you have, general questions about the project, about the roadmap.